President Grangers shares coalition government's plan for building cohesive society. Prime Minister meets with observer missions, and E-Day March 2 declared a public holiday. It's Thursday, February 27. It's 3 days to general and regional elections. Thanks for joining us. His Excellency David Granger, speaking today on NCN's Vibes FM, outlined the APNU AFC coalition government's vision for Guyana, which includes the realization of the good life for all and a socially cohesive society.
A mantra of the coalition government is the good life for all. His Excellency President David Granger shared his view on what this means during an interview on NCN's Vibes 100.1 FM.
Most Guyanese I meet would like to have a better life. They like to be comfortable, like young men and women want to get married, they want to have good housing, good salary. And that is what I intend to deliver. It's not a question of ideology, but it's a question of quality of life. And that is what my government has been putting a lot of attention.
Asked about opportunistic moves by some sections of society to spew hatred and divide the citizenry, the President said that because of the issue's sensitive nature and its importance, it must be addressed, hence the creation of the Ministry of Social Cohesion. The Baridi Banab at State House, the President said, was also constructed to foster unity.
Next Pagwa Day, you are going to see Hindus celebrating Pagwa in State House. At Diwali, you will see 2 rows of deers coming from Main Street into State House. You will see Muslim ceremonies, you will see Christian ceremonies. We are much more tolerant of each other. We're tolerant of each other's prayers. We're very respectful.
The head of state noted that whilst the nation has a far way to go, the coalition's move to bridge the gap between the coast and hinterland will help to unite citizens.
The indigenous people are not one mass of people. They are 9 tribes. They have different languages, and we need to understand them better. We need to ensure that public services are delivered to all sections of the population so we have greater equality in this country.
Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
Meantime, speaking at another APNU AFC coalition rally in Mabaruma on Wednesday, President Granger urged residents to elect leaders to take the region forward.
President David Granger called on thousands of residents of Region 1 to go out and vote on March 2 and to continue the development that has been stymied by the opposition-controlled Regional Democratic Council over the past 4 years.
You will never be rich and prosperous. You will never be happy with this RDC in place. You have to change the RDC. So what we going to do? We won't do like 2015. We have to do things different.
In her remarks, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honourable Dr. Karen Cummins, said that the coalition is the only viable option to continue moving Guyana forward.
Our track record is just 5 years, and it speaks for itself. Our many achievements were realized through the hard work, dedication, and commitment of a government that truly cares for the well-being, not of some Guyanese, but of all Guyanese.
Ronald Cox, a resident and community leader in Mabaruma, also spoke of the transformation realized not only in the township, but the entire Region 1 over the past 4 years. These include concrete roads in Mabaruma and Port Kaituma and other roads in outlying communities, the Mabaruma Solar Farm, Radio Mabaruma, the Maruka Bridge, and the extension of the Bemichi Airstrip, to name a few. For InfoHub, Stacey Carmichael.
March 2, 2020, the day designated for the holding of general and regional elections across Guyana, has been declared a public holiday by Vice President and Minister of Public Security, the Honorable Kemraj Ramjatan. The declaration was made today by the Ministry of Public Security under the Public Holidays Act and is expected to be officially gazetted. With the day freed up, schools and public buildings can be effectively used as polling places. The Guyana Elections Commission has published the official list of electors for the elections with more than 660,000 names. With general and regional elections just a few days away, Prime Minister the Honorable Moses Nagamutu earlier today met with several observer missions.
The Prime Minister met with electoral observers from the Organization of American States, the CARICOM Electoral Observation Mission, and the United Nations Development Program. During the meetings, Prime Minister Nagamutu provided clarity and reiterated the coalition government's commitment to a transparent electoral process.
I repeated the President's assurance that these elections would be credible, free and fair, and free from fear.
The Prime Minister deemed the meetings fruitful.
I have been very pleased by the responses of all these delegations. Yesterday, as you know, I met the Commonwealth group headed by former Prime Minister Sir Owen Orta from Barbados. And so I think that they all understand the turf, they understand the nature of the Guyana society, and they also are very optimistic from what they have seen, what they said, that they haven't seen any incidents that would raise their concern.
Guyanese will head to the polls on Monday, March 2, 2020. For InfoHub, Anara Khan.
Since its formation in 2016, the Ministry of Public Telecommunications has made significant strides to provide internet connectivity all across Guyana, with over 200 information and communication technology hubs established. From far east as Oriala in the Quarantine to Aishalton in the South Ripinuni. Through this initiative, citizens have free access to the internet to do research, conduct business, and surf the web.
Prime Minister the Honorable Moses Nagamutu today commissioned the East Coast Widening and Improvement Project, Better Hope to Belfield.
We are capable of delivering not only necessary things that are needed for Guyana, but projects that have quality, projects that are modern, and projects that can be uplifting to Guyanese people who need to see the reason to be proud of our own creativity.
That was Prime Minister the Honorable Moses Nagamutu, who delivered the feature address at the commissioning of the East Coast of the Marara Road Widening and Improvement Project. The Prime Minister further championed the project as one that is worth the investment, as the coalition government remains focused on investing monies on projects that Guyanese need most. Minister of Public Infrastructure the Honorable David Patterson, under whose purview the roadworks were done, commended the $1 billion in savings that resulted from the prudent management of the project. While congratulating his staff, the Minister of Finance, the Honorable Winston Jordan, and his contractor for their diligent work, Minister Patterson reminded citizens that the road is here to enhance their livelihood.
I do hope that road users be cautious, and I hope that the safety features built into this road will help contribute to the reduction of road fatalities. So my first request is that we use the road safely for what it's intended to be used for.
The $9 billion highway extends from Better Hope to Belfield and includes the widening of the road to 4 lanes from Better Hope to Annandale and the upgrading of the existing 2-lane road from Buxton to Belfield. These works were accompanied by the construction of bridges, concrete drains, and other key infrastructure. Minister within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Jaipal Sharma, also attended the commissioning ceremony. Shaquille Bourne for InfoHub.
When the news returns, Burma Region 5 students get $7.3 million school bus, and Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission opens another sub-office. Details of these stories and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Students of Burma and other surrounding communities in Region 5 are now benefiting from a $7.3 million 30-seater school bus, which was donated by the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the Ministry of Public Infrastructure.
The bus will serve students from communities along the Burma Road, including Augsburg, Katharina, and Champaign. Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Noel Holder.
It is part of the government's program, the President's initiative for books, buses, bicycles.
Public Infrastructure Minister, the Honorable David Patterson, remarked that while the communities have several needs, the provision of the school bus was one of the low-hanging fruits.
I am doing it for the children. This is our investment in training and in education.
Transportation at times to get in and out, it can be very hard at times. We would normally have to stand by the wayside and ask one of the drivers to bring me in or drop you out. And having the bus is a very, very good thing. You know, it would really be helpful to the children because sometimes they have to be standing there until 5, 6 o'clock in the evening before they get home.
Minister Holder handed over a tractor and other items valued at $15.5 million to the Hope Coconut Industries Limited.
We're glad to get the tractor now. It's a big help. Thanks a lot to the manager, the minister, whoever donate. We give some big help for we.
For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover.
Much to the delight of residents of Region 3, the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission earlier today commissioned another of its sub-offices, this time at Crane on the west coast of Demerara.
Another promise kept to northeast residents living in the Essequibo Island West Demerara region. The $36 million facility provides all the services offered at the office in the capital city. Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, said the overwhelming developments in the region are long in coming.
We have been improving steadily in the service which we provide to the people of Region 3. There are so many other things that are happening in this region about which we can be proud. And I want to commend the board of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission and the management and staff of the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission for responding so quickly to a vision which was set out by His Excellency the President when we came into office.
That vision included ensuring that the management of land in Guyana is elevated to a higher level. The Commission's Chief Executive Officer Trevor Benn recalled that since taking up his post at the entity 3 years ago, he has been doing all he can to restore the Commission to its rightful place.
This is only the beginning of what is to come from the Commission. We are committed to ensuring that our services are deployed in an efficient and transparent manner. And in addition to the new buildings that we are constructing, we are working to ensure that our facilities, our equipment, our materials used also are of a standard that can give our clients a better service.
Regional Representative Ganesh Mahipal said no one could turn a blind eye to the transformation happening in the region under the coalition government. He too stated that this is only the beginning of bigger and better things.
I can boast of a brand new office for our education department, and HM can testify to that. I can stand and boast of many schools that were constructed. I can stand and boast about the rehabilitation of health centers, about the upgrade of our Lenora Cottage Hospital. Soon we will be commissioning a new maternity ward there that is going to cater for people from the riverine community. I can stand and boast of proper infrastructure. We no longer have wooden bridges, we have reinforced concrete structure. I can stand and boast of so many accomplishments in Region 3, and as a Region 3 resident, I am proud.
For InfoHub, Alexis Rodney.
Immediately after taking office in 2015, the coalition government significantly increased public servants' salaries by 26%. This came after many years of negligible 5% or less increases under the PPP administration. The trend continued in 2016 with a 10% increase, 9% in 2017, and 7% in 2018. In less than 5 years, the coalition government has increased the minimum wage by a whopping 77%, from $39,540 to $70,000. This represents the highest increase in minimum wage in Guyana's history. The 9% average increases for 2020 resulted in public servants doubling their take-home salary for the Christmas season and retaining more permanently on their paychecks.
A newly furnished and upgraded police station was today opened at Aurora, Region 2.
During the opening ceremony, Minister of Public Security, the Honorable Kamraj Ramjatan, noted that the government has been keeping its promises. A good example is the newly reformed Aurora Police Station on the Essequibo coast, which will provide effective policing for the community.
The government of Guyana is committed to making robust investment in the Capital Works program of the Guyana Police Force. This rebuilt police station will ensure, of course, Additionally, an aesthetically pleasing and confidential environment to report incidents of crime and violence. And it was, of course, under the Inter-American Development Bank's Citizen Security Strengthening Program that government had undertaken to rebuild this station. But in addition to that, we had also undertaken to rebuild and rehabilitate 18 others. To date, 12 of the 18 stations have been completed at a cost of $380 million.
Commissioner of Police Leslie James expressed his appreciation for the commissioning of the police station while assuring that justice will be effectively served.
I'm very happy. This is a glorious day for the Guyana Police Force. It is certainly a glorious day for Guyana and, of course, for the residents of the Aurora community. As Commissioner of Police, I will say a heartfelt thank you to the government of Guyana and specifically to our Minister Ramjitan.
From the newly furnished Aurora Police Station in Region 2, with videographer Joanne Jordan, I am Gavin Lewis for InfoHub.
Before we close, here is your GCOM tip of the day. On Election Day, an elections official will give you your ballot paper with the official mark. This is how you mark your X correctly in the box next to the party of your choice. Make only one X on the ballot paper. Your mark must not touch any of the sides of the box. This is the correct way to mark your X in the box. Once you have made your mark, fold your ballot paper in half, return to the election official with folded ballot paper showing the official mark, stain your right index finger, and place your marked ballot paper in the relevant ballot box. That's all for today. Connect with us on all our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye.